Reduce your company's chances of identity theft. My name is Mark Anthony Germanos. In part 1, I introduced the hover technique. Here in part 2, I show you what the hover technique looks like, and we do a phishing quiz. The hover technique involves moving the mouse pointer over a link to see where you would end up if you clicked that link. I have 2 emails as examples to show what the hover technique looks like. And as you read these emails and other emails you get back at work, ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, is there an unnecessary sense of urgency? Number 2, is there awkward grammar? And number 3, do the links make sense? Unnecessary sense of urgency, awkward grammar, links make sense. One day I checked my email and I saw this. Question number 1, unnecessary sense of urgency. Did not see that here. Question 2, awkward grammar. Let's look at that 3rd paragraph. We are unsure what caused this, but our best guess is. Best guess! It sounds like the coffee maker ran out of coffee and now they're guessing when they send these emails. Our best guess. That's awkward grammar in my book. Question 3, do the links make sense? We find out when we move the mouse pointer to a link, then we do the hover technique, which in this case would reveal the link takes us to the United Arab Emirates. Here's the email, but when you do the hover technique, you see where you end up if you click the link. The suffix .ua is the internet country code for United Arab Emirates. Lord knows where this would take you. Let's move on to the second example. I received this on September 14, 2 days before the deadline at the bottom. It claimed to be from Amazon, but I don't think so. Let's look at these 3 questions again. Number 1, unnecessary sense of urgency. Well, seeing that I received this on September 14 and they're giving me until September 16 to respond, I'd have to say yes on the unnecessary sense of urgency. Number 2, awkward grammar. Let's look at that 2nd paragraph. That's why you are one of the very few. Very few? What does that mean? I'd have to say yes on awkward grammar. And number 3, do the links make sense? We actually have 4 links. The aqua box is a link, that yellow text on an orange background is a link, then we have 2 other links, blue and underlined. If you do the hover technique and hover over any one of these, you'll see where you end up, which in this case is aikeov.bin. Lord knows where you would end up if you clicked that. Remember the 3 big questions. Number 1, is there an unnecessary sense of urgency? 2, is there awkward grammar? And 3, do the links make sense? Let's move on to the phishing quiz. Here I will show you screen captures of 5 web pages and ask if you think they are honest or if they are fake or phishing attacks, or in this case, counterfeit. 5 screen captures of 5 different web pages. I will ask you to look at the address and compare that to the body of the page. If the address and the body of the page make sense, then chances are good it's honest, and of course the opposite is true. 5 questions, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How did you do? 10 seconds. I've seen people open email, click a link, type a username, and type a password within 10 seconds. Among these 5 web pages I showed you, 1 is honest. The other 4 are fake, or phishing, or counterfeit. You can send an email to mark@cameronparkcomputer.com or visit cameronparkcomputer.com and ask me which one was honest and which 4 were not. Let's review. In part 1, I showed how we are rich Americans. We are gullible and therefore we are attractive targets. Here in part 2, I showed the hover technique, which is a technique you can use to vet a link before clicking it. And number 3, we did the phishing quiz. One of those websites I showed you was honest, the other 4 were not. Part 1 was 4 minutes. This part 2 is about 7. The full workshop is 90 minutes. 90 minutes. We cover this content, plus securing client data, managing passwords, and encrypting hard drives. I hope to see you in person and present the full 90-minute workshop. Mark Anthony Germanos, thank you for being here.